time is always pressing, right? And maybe for you, you thought, okay, time is not enough. Maybe for some, they would, hey, when will the session finish?
Yeah, so exactly. So if we try to discuss in detail in every aspect of like in this transcendental things, the time will never support. So
correct. You won't have time. And yeah, yesterday we lost a bit time. It for the first time, hoping that it works, but it actually didn't. And I just was seeing the recording, and I see the quality of recording is very good. Hello?
your voice is breaking sometimes. I think because of your internet connection. Even today also.
Okay. Deepali Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam.
Would you like to read this chapter?
Okay, Prabhuji. Shall I start, Prabhuji? Or
Start.
Yes. Om Namo. 3 times, no, Prabhuji?
Yeah, 3 times.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare.
Yeah, we didn't hear your first recitation. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chapter 15, King Partha's appearance in Coronation. The great sage Maitreya continued, my dear Vidura, thus the Brahmanas and the great sages again churned the 2 arms of King Vena's dead body. As a result, a male and female couple came out of his arms. The great sages were highly learned in a Vedic knowledge when they saw the male and female born of the arms of Vena's body. They were very pleased, for they could understand that the couple was an expansion of a plenary portion of Vishnu.
Is this voice breaking for me or for everyone?
Some internet connection problem from our side also, Prabhuji, because of that.
Okay, I'm just checking. What about others?
No, we could hear Mataji's voice.
Okay, so in case if you guys don't hear or breaks up, then let her know. I will wait. Yeah,
okay.
Please proceed, madam.
Okay. The great sages were highly learned in Vedic knowledge when they saw the male and female born of the arms of Vena's body. They were very pleased, for they could understand that the couple was an expansion of a plenary portion of Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The great sages said, the male is a plenary expansion of the power of Lord Vishnu, who maintains the entire universe, and the female is a plenary expansion of the goddess of fortune, who is never separated from the Lord. Of the two, the male will be able to expand his reputation throughout the world. His name will be Pṛthu. Indeed, he will be the first among kings. The female has such beautiful teeth and beautiful qualities that she will actually beautify the ornaments she wears. Her name will be Arki. In the future, she will accept King Pṛthu as her husband. In the form of King Pṛthu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead has appeared through a part of his potency to protect the people of the world. The
It is,
goddess of
Mataji,
Hmm?
it is not Pṛthu, it is Pṛthu.
Okay. In the form of King Pṛthu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead has appeared through a part of his potency to protect the people of the world. The goddess of fortune is the constant companion of the Lord, and therefore she has incarnated part, partly an Archie to become King Pṛthu's queen. The great sage Maitreya continued, "My dear Viduraj, at that time all the Brahmanas highly praised and glorified King Pṛthu, and the best singers of Gandharva Loka chanted his glories. The inhabitants of Siddhaloka showered flowers, and the beautiful women in the heavenly planets danced in ecstasy. Koshals, bugles, drums, and the kettle drums vibrated in outer space. Great sages, poor feathers, and personalities from the heavenly planets all came to Earth from various planetary systems. Lord Brahma, the master of the entire universe, arrived there accompanied by all the demigods and their ships. Seeing the lines of Lord Vishnu's palm on King Pṛthu's right hand and impressions of lotus flower on the soles of his feet, Lord Brahma could understand the King Pṛthu was a partial representation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one whose palm bears the sign of a dice as well as other such lines, should be considered a partial representation of incarnation of the Supreme Lord. The learned Brahmanas, who were very attached to the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies, then arranged for the king's coronation. People from all directions collected all the different per, per, per what is this project?
Paraphernalia.
Paraphernalia for the ceremony. Thus everything was complete. All the rivers, seas, hills, mountains, serpents, cows, birds, animals, heavenly planets, the earthly planet, and all other living entities collected various presentations according to their abilities to offer the king. Thus, the great King Pṛthu, exquisitely dressed with garments and ornaments, was coronated and placed on the throne. The king and his wife, Archie, who was also exquisitely ornamented, appeared exactly like fire. The great sage continued, "My dear Vidura, Kaurava presented the great King Pṛthu with a golden throne. The demigod Varunas presented him with an umbrella that constantly spread fine particles of water and was as brilliant as the moon. The demigod of air, Vayu, presented King Pṛthu with two whisks of hair. The king of religion, Dharma, presented him with a flower garland which would expand his fame. The king of heaven, Indra, presented him with a valuable helmet, and the superintendent of death, Yamraja, presented him with a scepter with which to rule the world. Lord Brahma presented King Pṛthu with a protective garment made of spiritual knowledge. Bharti, the wife of Brahma, gave him a transcendental necklace. Lord Vishnu presented him with Sudarshana disc, and Lord Vishnu's wife, the goddess of fortune, gave him imperishable opulences. Lord Shiva presented him with a sword with a set marked with 10 moons, and his wife, the goddess Durga, presented him with a shield marked with 100 moons. The moon demigod presented him with the horses made of nectar, and the demigod Vishwakarma presented him with a very beautiful chariot. The demigod of fire, Agni, presented him with a bow made of the horns of goats and cows. The sun god presented him with an arrows as brilliant as sunshine. The predominating deity of Burloka presented him with sleepers full of mystic power. The demigods from outer space brought him presentations of flowers again and again. The demigod who always travel in outer space gave King Pṛthu the arts of performs dramas, sing songs, play musical instruments, and disappear at his will. The great sages also offered him infallible blessing. The ocean offered him a corn shells produced from the ocean. The seas, mountains, and rivers gave him room to drive his chariot without impediments, and the Sutta, Magha, and Vandi offered prayers and praises. They all presented themselves before him to perform their respective duties. Thus, when the greatly powerful King Pṛthu, the son of Vena, saw the professionals before him to congratulate them, he smiled, and with the gravity of the vibrating sounds of clouds, he spoke as follows. Shall I continue? King Pṛthu said, O gentle Sutta, Magda and other devotees offering prayers, the qualities of which you
I
have.
think you read that part. I think
No.
you covered this. I think 23.
I'm complete 21, Prabhuji.
I thought
Now
it was
reading
done
22.
now. Did you read? I remember you reading Sutta Magadha and other devotees offering prayers. Anyway, continue. 22 to.
Test 22. King Pṛthu said, O gentle Sutta, Magda and other devotees offering prayers, the quality of which you have spoken are not distinct in me. Why then should you praise me for all these qualities when I do not shelter these features? I do not wish for these words meant for me to give in warning, but it is better that they be offered to someone else. O gentle reciters, offer such a prayer in due course of time when the qualities of which you have spoken actually manifest themselves in me. The gentle who offer prayers to supreme personalities of Godhead do not attribute such qualities to human being who does not actually have them. How could an intelligent man, competent enough to process such a exalted qualities, allow his followers to praise him if he did not actually have them? praising a man by saying that if he were educated, he might have become a great scholar or great personality is nothing but a process of cheating. A foolish person who agrees to accept such praise does not know that such a word simply insult him. As a person with a sense of honor and magnanimity does not like to hear about his abnormal actions, a person who is a very famous and powerful does not like to hear himself praised. King Pṛthu continued, my dear devotee, heard by the Sutta just now, I am not very famous. For my personal activities, because I have not done anything praiseworthy, you could glorify. Therefore, how could I engage you in praising my activities exactly like children? Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Tikale Mata. How was your reading experience?
Nice. Good for Vasi.
Yeah, nice.
Reading after a long time, so not very fluently read it. Yeah,
Ah, that's fine. Yeah.
thank you.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, Guruji.
ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदामयं दर्पि स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापरकमलां श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साग्रतं सामधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिने नाम्ने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद श्री कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम नारायण नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवदुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. We are in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Canto 4, the creation of the fourth order, King Pṛthu's appearance and coronation. This is just coming after the killing of um, King Vena, and after his killing, the country became more threatened by the thieves and rogues, and then the sages approached the churning process of the limbs of of King Vena. And in this process, what they did is that when they churned legs, then Nishada came, and then we know this. He was asked by sages to sit, and then he sat, and from that the race came, and this Nishada race is prone or not very cultured, and because of the qualities of Sunita, because she had many demonic qualities, then these qualities came into her and through her to King Vena, and yeah, so but then that was not what sages wanted. That's not the plan. Plan is that to re-establish someone on the throne who is really qualified, who is really eligible, and who can lead the people in large scale for their advancement. So the purpose of a king is not to come over and start his own business, but actually service. Here we will see what happened, what was done. So Maitreya Rishi was narrating to Vidra. He was telling that, Brahmanas and sages again churned the two arms of King Vena dead body, and as a result, a male and a female couple came out of his arms. The great sages were highly learned in Vedic knowledge. This is very important. When something happens in our life, we are literally struggling to understand why it happened only to me, why it happened to only him, because we have very limited fund of knowledge, and with that limited fund of knowledge, what can we really understand is very very little, and because our senses are imperfect, our understanding is also becoming imperfect if we rely on those senses. There are these four, what do we call this, imperfections or faults when we are acquiring knowledge. What are these four? First of all is that we are prone to commit mistakes, and the next is illusion, moha. This world is under a spell of the external energy of the Lord called Maya. So, which means even if we want to try to understand, we may not be able to understand because of the illusion that is prevalent. Then, mistakes, then illusion, then for the imperfect cheating propensity. Though I could understand because I'm smart, I can manipulate it because I am greedy. Because of this quality of greediness, that I will favor it for myself what best I can do. After all, mm, because of my interests to establish comfort for myself, I'm ready to do anything. And the fourth one was imperfect senses. So with all these problems, if we want to understand things, it's not going to happen. So that's why we have to take shelter of the Vedic knowledge. In scriptures, it is said that just like mother is the only person who knows who is exact father of a child, mother knows. Uh, Similarly, Vedic knowledge serving the role of mother, she can throw light on who is the absolute knowledge of who is absolute transcendental personality, the Supreme Lord. So this Vedic knowledge is so powerful, and it comes, Shruti, Smriti, Puranadi. So in many forms, this Vedic knowledge is made available, and if we take shelter of that, then we can also um, uh, protect ourselves from avidya and its effects. So when what happened is when during this churning process, a male and a female are born from Vena's arm, they were very pleased. Of course, so nice twins, right? All all what's not possible, we feel wow, it's so great. We should also yeah. This is first question. I don't know how many gynec would have been hearing this question. Am I having going to have twins? That is first question. Why? Because it's so nice. Then they were very pleased if they could understand that. For that, they could understand that the couple was an expansion of plenary portion of Vishnu. That is very very nice. Because of their understanding, they could already see it's very very auspicious. And then here the further explanation goes that the great sages said the male is a plenary expansion of power of Lord Vishnu, and who maintains the entire universe, and the female is a plenary expansion of goddess of fortune, who is never separated from the Lord. So in this regard, we see that I'm just going in the second verse. There is explanation about Avesha. Avesha. The expansion, of course, was not Vishnu Tattva, but a specifically empowered expansion of Lord Vishnu. known as Avesha. So this is what is described, and in the next third purport, it is mentioned what is this. It is mentioned that here we see the male is a planar expansion of Lord Vishnu, who maintains the entire universe, and female is a planar expansion of Goddess of Fortune, who is never separated from the Lord. Now the question comes: when what do we call twins? Are they brother and sister, right? And does anyone have had this question when we were reading? No? Yes? No?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, I have acoustic problems, so can you repeat the question again?
No, I was asking during the churning process, then there came a female and a male who were born
Yes.
from Vena's arms, right? Churning process.
Yes.
So usually we call them as twins, right? And twins
Yes.
means they are brothers or they're brother and sister or sisters, right? They're actually
Yes.
siblings. And here, interestingly, here we see that there's Lord Vishnu, who is the male expansion. The male is plenary expansion of the power of Lord Vishnu, who maintains the entire universe, and the female is a plenary expansion of Goddess of Fortune, who is never separated from the Lord. So, does this mean that Lord Vishnu, Lord Vishnu and Lakshmi, they want to do the leelas of a brother and a sister?
Prabhuji, actually, when you teaches us this yagya, that time also there was I think Yagya Dev and they were both born together as a sister and brother, but they married with each other.
Yes.
So yeah. So in the transcendental platform, I think for Leela.
Yeah. Yes. We'll go into further detail because Vedic knowledge is the means to understand are they brother and sister or are they not, are they couple. Our capacity is limited. We cannot decode, we cannot understand that because there is a high risk, as I was saying, because of the four imperfections, because of the four problems that we are facing to understand. So this is also when we cannot understand matter properly, how can we understand transcendental subject matters? Yeah. So, but the sages have said this, and of the two, the male will be able to expand his reputation throughout the world. His name will be Pṛthu. Indeed, he will be the first among kings. What does this first among kings means? Yeah, he'll be so famous. If someone will take the name of a king, then Pṛthu Maharaj is the leader leading that list. And in the purport for this, there are different types of incarnations of the Supreme Lord. In Shastras, it is said that Garuda and Lord Vishnu and Ananta are all very powerful incarnations of the Brahman feature of the Lord. Similarly, Sachipati, Indra, Dev, is an incarnation of the lusty feature of the Lord. Aniruddha is an incarnation of the Lord's mind. Similarly, King Pṛthu is an incarnation of the ruling force of the Lord. Thus, the saintly persons and great sages predicted the future activities of King Pṛthu, who was already explained as a partial incarnation of a plenary expansion of the Lord. I think in one of the, I think in second, I think there is explanation about this Shakti Avesh Avatar. Shakti Avesh Avatar is the expansion of, it's not directly Vishnu Tattva. It is still coming under Jiva Tattva. It is not like, okay, even in case of Parashuram, Shakti Avesh Avatar. What Shakti Avesh Avatar is, Prabhupada is mentioning that there are very few who come into Vishnu Tattva incarnations, and mostly others are coming into Shakti Tattva, and then Shakti Tattva means coming more of a expansions of the potency of the Lord. And here Pṛthu Maharaj is given Shakti Avesh Avatar, which means the potency expansion of the Lord Vishnu. Yeah, here. That's the meaning. Let me find if it is second one. I want to read. No, Vishnu. Yeah. So it should be second. Fine. Give me one more second, please. So advanced. It is in the coming. Yeah, it is coming in the 6th verse. Yeah, translation. Where am I? I was. Yeah. So now we were talking about that too. The male is Lord Vishnu's power, expansion of the power of Lord Vishnu, who maintain the entire universe. And the female is a plenary expansion of Goddess of Fortune, who is never separated from the Lord. Of the two, the male will be able to expand his reputation throughout the world. His name will be Pṛthu. Yeah? And then the female has such a beautiful teeth and beautiful qualities that she will actually beautify the ornaments she wears. Her name will be Archi. Archi, if I see, is the radiance, is the meaning. Again, another Shakti, another potency, expansion. So the radiance of Goddess of Fortune, yeah, which appeared as a personality in the form of Archi. And then she, in the form of King Pṛthu, the Supreme Lord has appeared through a part of his potency to protect the people of the world. And the Goddess of Fortune is a constant companion of the Lord, and therefore she has incarnated partially to become what? To become the queen. In this Prabhupada purport, it says that in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that whenever one sees an extraordinary power, he should conclude that a specific partial representation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is present. There are innumerable such personalities, but not all of them are direct Vishnu Tattva planar expansions of the Lord. Many living entities are classified as Shakti Tattvas. Such incarnations empowered for specific purposes are known as Shakti Avesh Avatar. King Pṛthu was such a Shakti Avesh Avatar of the Lord. Similarly, Archi, King Pṛthu's wife, was Shakti Avesh Avatar of the Goddess of Fortune. So this is the beauty of transcendental knowledge. Otherwise, we would just see, hey, they are twins, and then we may think, no question of marriage. Come on, same blood and all these things. No, with the Shastra Chakshu, we can understand. No, they are the same divine couple who have appeared to enact a wonderful pastime that will be discussed later. So, and then from here, Pṛthu, there was jubilation all over. Then Maitreya is narrating what kind of jubilation was there. That the Lord appeared, and the Brahmana started praising, Gandharvas singing, Siddhas showering flowers, Apsaras danced in ecstasy. So auspicious sounds all over. And now, very important in this 9th and 10th, is the mention about Lord Brahma. The master of entire universe arrived there, accompanied by the demigods and their chiefs. So, in that process, what happened is here. So, and in that process, they came, and then Lord Brahma is explaining very importantly, the learned Brahmanas who were very attached to Vedic ritual ceremonies then arranged for king coronation. Why? Because Brahma could understand that King Pṛthu was a partial representation of the Lord. How did he know? One whose palms bear the sign of a disc, as well as other such lines, should be considered a partial representation or incarnation of the Lord. And in the purport of this, there is a system. Prabhupada is mentioning that Let us not get cheated if someone is saying, I am God. It cannot be possible. Why? Because Vedas are saying, the Shastras are referring, and even Brahma himself, who is the creator of everyone, even that the so-called guy who is claiming himself as God, he is also created by Brahma. So we see there is a system by which one can detect an incarnation. Nowadays, it has become a cheap fashion to accept any rascal as an incarnation of God. But from this incident, we can see that Lord Brahma personally examined the hands and feet of King Pṛthu for specific signs. In their prophecies, the learned sages and Brahmanas accepted Pṛthu Maharaj as a plenary portion of the Lord. During the presence of Lord Krishna, Prabhupada gives, there is someone who claimed that himself, declared that I am Vasudev. And what happened because of that? At that time, Krishna was present, so Lord Krishna killed him. Before accepting someone as an incarnation of God, one should verify his identity according to the symptoms mentioned in the Shastras. Without these symptoms, they are pretenders, cheaters. Be careful. This is what is a. So, and then coronation, after all came, they see, hi, he is the king. They started arranging for his coronation, all the paraphernalia. They arranged, people collected different paraphernalia for the ceremony, presentations, all the rivers, seas, hills, mountains, serpents, cows, birds, animals, sky, earth, and other living entities collected various presentations to offer to the king. And Pṛthu's splendor is so amazing that King Pṛthu was exquisitely dressed and coronated. Together with his ornamented wife, Archie, they appeared exactly like fire. Then there is also explanation what all they gave. It's a big list of gifts. Kubera offered a golden royal throne, Varuna, the umbrella, Vayu to Chamara's Dharma, flower garland, which would expand his fame. Indra gave excellent crown. Yama has given danda, scepter. Scepter is this. Scepter is a danda, not the sannyas danda, but it's a danda through which one casts the judgment. This which is given by Yama, so kind of a representative. Then Brahma gave the armor made of spiritual knowledge. Saraswati gave the transcendental necklace. Lord Hari, Sudarshan Chakra, he gave a Sudarshan Chakra. And here, if we go into the purport of that, very nice. Prabhupada helps us with understanding what does this mean. All the demigods presented various gifts to King Pṛthu, Hari and all. So here we see Hari is an incarnation of the Supreme Lord. We know Upendra in the heavenly planets presented the king with the Sudarshan disc. It should be understood that this Sudarshan disc is not exactly the same type of Sudarshan disc used by the personality of Godhead, Krishna or Vishnu. Since Maharaj Pṛthu was a partial representation of the Supreme Lord's power, Sudarshan disc given to him represents the partial power of the original Sudarshan disc. So that is some side detail. Sort of also just give it. If may I have this question, how come that there is a multiple Sudarshan chakras? It's possible because as an expansion. And where are we now? First number. What did I say? Okay. Then Sudarshan chakra was given. And then Lord Shiva gave the sword marked with 10 moons, Durga shield made with 100 moons. Oh, we think there is only one moon. Here, the divine couple, they have given 110 moons made of those. Soma, horses made of nectar. Vishwakarma, beautiful chariot. Agni, bow made of horns of goats and cows. Surya, arrows as brilliant as sunshine. Bhumi, slippers with magic power. Demigods, flowers again and again. Khechara, they gave drama, singing, music, and the power to disappear. Then sages, infallible blessings. ocean gave conch shell, seas mountains and rivers, path for his chariot, bards, prayers and praises. So this bards, I don't know what is the exact word. Let me find it. Bards are the people, I think, who say, hey, Raja Raja, Raja Gambhira, Raja Martanda, Bahuparag, yeah, this kind of prayer. So there's a panel of people who come and then they welcome. Let me see, who are they? Professional bards is Magadha. So this is what all that was given, and then Pṛthu humbly distorted the bards. This is very important quality that we, if there's something more to take from here is about this. King is saying, oh, Suta, Magadha, and other devotees, you're offering prayers. Why then should you praise me, which you have spoken are not distinct in me? The qualities that you are saying, all these things, say you are that, you are this. I'm not that. I'm not having those qualities. So here there is a small, the Lord is saying, or the king is saying, I am not qualified. And then I haven't yet displayed these qualities. If we see in 22, there are two parts. There is this king he's asking why question twice. So here he's saying, why you praise me, and I do not wish for these words meant for me to go in vain, but it is better that they be offered to someone else. Here we see the whole about the humility. Prabhupada mentions King Pṛthu very humbly asked why the devotee should praise him with such exalted words. He did not want anyone to offer him prayers or glorify him unless he possessed the real qualities of which they possessed. So, but then these panel of people who glorify, they may think, what fault is there if we praise you? But then Pṛthu Maharaj is clarifying. The offering of prayers was certainly appropriate, though, but he is saying that, but he warned that one should not be accepted as an incarnation of personhood of Godhead without having the godly qualities. At present moment, there are many so-called incarnations of the Lord, but they are merely fools and rascals whom whom people accept as incarnations of the Lord. So to set things correct in future, not 22nd century or so, but in future from King Pṛthu was desired that his real characteristics in future might justify such words of praise. Although there was no fault in the prayers offered, Pṛthu Maharaj indicated that such prayers should not be affected to an unfit, should not be offered to an unfit person who pretends to be an incarnation of the Lord. So a king responsibility is to take a position, though if first of all it's the humility. The second thing is also to make sure that no misunderstanding, misconceptions can creep in. So that's why they set a right example. And then the question may come, no, they will say all these qualities will become manifested. So they are saying tasmat parokshe smid. In future, it might come. A gentle reciter, gentle reciters, offer such prayers in due course of time when the qualities of which you have spoken actually manifest themselves in me. The gentle who offer prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead do not attribute such qualities to a human being who does not actually have that. So very careful. He's saying, whatever all you are saying is for the God. I am just a human. Although Pṛthu Maharaj was actually an incarnation of the Lord, he rejected those praises because the qualities of the Supreme Person were not yet manifesting. He wanted to stress that one who does not actually possess these qualities should not try to engage his followers and devotees in offering him glory for them, even though these qualities might be manifest in future. One may think, no, I am very inexperienced. Maybe tomorrow anyway I'll become experienced. Let the publicity begin from today. No. We should command such by doing such great deeds. And then he says, offer prayers to the Lord. The gentle should offer prayers to the Lord and not to a low human like me. But then the question may come here. Therefore, he was not willing to accept the praise. So-called incarnations of the Lord should therefore take lesson from behavior of King Pṛthu. Demons without godly qualities should not accept false praise from their followers. So, called demons of 21st century, sometimes politicians, because of the demonic nature, they are doing anything and everything to get the praise of the people, to get benefited from the people. No, that should not be encouraged. And then here he is saying that praises are very how can a person allow his followers to praise him for his future qualities and activities? Such praise is simply cheating or an insult. And then here he's saying that praise, what you're doing is like criticizing me. A person with a sense of honor and magnanimity does not like to hear about his abominable actions. A person who is very famous and powerful does not like to hear himself praised. And then final statement is, my dear devotees, headed by Sudha, just now I am not very famous for my personal activities because I have not done anything praiseworthy you could glorify. Therefore, how could I engage you in praising my activities exactly like children? So we could wait for the next chapter, then we will see what he has done. Or we could actually wait for next few chapters to see that humility means to show that I am not great, but actually doing great things. If we really try to understand the pastimes of King Pṛthu, we understand definitely he is a Shakti Avesh avatar, and it's the potency, the power potency of the Lord has incarnated in the form of Pṛthu. We can understand by his deeds what he has done. He even threatened Earth, Mother Earth. How is it possible? How can someone who is humble, we say that he is down to earth, but here such a down to earth person is challenging the earth itself, earth personified itself. I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Are there any questions, any comments, anything anyone want to share or add?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, please.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for this wonderful class. So you mentioned that Indra is a representative, the lust desires of Krishna. Is it like that?
Features.
I mean, lusty feature. So when the love comes from the spiritual world into the material world, it becomes lust. So is it like that that he represents the lust of the material world?
Yeah. So Lord, anyway, that's a nice question. So sometimes to tell a flavor of love, yeah, which is not so sweet, and that's why this word lust is used. Even if you see in 10th Canto Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, we see that gopis are famous for their lust desire for Krishna, but we should not understand that lust means perverted. Yeah, that lust desire is very, very deep eagerness to achieve him, by whatever means. So that is what it means. So it's indeed a flavor of love. And here, of course, we know that demigods are in a way expansions of the Lord. Yeah, but by that we should not say that okay, because Indra has done this or that. But Indra is who? He is an incarnation of the Lord. So which means, so the Lord is also faulty. Yeah? Not like that. The Lord engages his demigods in this his leelas, right? So they serve the Lord in this mission. Yeah, but then they are tinged with qualities also, right? And this quality is predominated by because of the expansion of lusty potency of the Lord. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It represents the same that potency, na, that the gopis had.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Prabhu, our earth is named as Prithvi, named after Pṛthu Maharaj. How this was happened? Like,
Wait 3 weeks, 4 weeks, we will get to know a whole story.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. We will still try to understand more glories of the Lord, and then why the whole milking of the earth happens, and all these things we will discuss.
Okay. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you mentioned milking of the earth. Are you referring to the churning of not different thing? Okay. And Prabhuji, just sorry for my ignorance, Prabhuji, but this entire lineage is the lineage of Dhruva Maharaj, right? Or so Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, it's like starts from Dhruva Maharaj. Okay, or else, sorry.
No.
Okay.
I mean, we are going through the various pastimes, and we are now discussing about Manu. Is that Swayambhuva Manus and his lineage?
Oh, that's the start. Okay.
Yeah, there are 5 subjects that are covered in Bhagavatam, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Creation, secondary creation, Uti. So we are discussing about that, how this whole mankind is manifested and how things are functioning. So as part of that, all various historical events are narrated, and definitely which are involving the Lord and his devotees' dealings. Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji. Because the reason is like, in Bhagavad Gita, after associating with our Sangha, I understood there are 3 major, I think Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Dhyana Yoga. So I was trying to understand how is Bhagavatam compiled. Maybe I will also do some study, Prabhuji. Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
I mean, Bhagavatam is a compilation of various kind of pastimes, but categorized there. I'll share the link where what is the, just as you said, different yogas are mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, bringing to the Bhakti Yoga as the topmost.
Yes,
Similarly, there are 10 subject matters that are discussed in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, that is mentioned in the first canto, chapter 12, I think, if I remember. They are different. So in that, this if someone already has the verse, can say, but then it will tell until the topmost Sharanagati. So how? If we come to the 10th canto, the 10th canto is the top Saman Bonan of all. What is it? To give up everything in favor of accepting the Lord. So all these cantos bring us to that level, one by one. Each canto is to the Sharanagati stage.
Okay. Nice.
Yes.
I'll do some study.
Which one is it? You have this Omkareshwar Prabhu handy?
Yes, Prabhuji. But I have in Hindi, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Actually, can I recite in Hindi?
Yeah.
I think, I don't know if maybe it is the correct one. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 2.10.1 Sri Suk Uvacha Atra Sargo Visargasya Sthanam Poshanamutya Manvantare Sanu Katha Nirodho Mukti Rasraya. अनुवाद श्री सुखदेव गोस्वामी ने कहा इस श्रीमद् भागवत में 10 विभाग हैं.
I'll get the English one for that. Second chapter, sorry, second
2.10.1. The 10 subject matters of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam.
Yes. So if you still see the screen, Satish Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, we can see the screen.
Yeah. Atra sargo visargasya sthanam poshanam utaya manvantaresha anukathanam isha anukathanam, that is, and then nirodho muktir ashraya sharanagati. So these are the 10 subject matters which include 10 divisions: the creation of the universe, sub creation or primary creation and secondary creation, then planetary systems, protection, poshanam, how the Lord, after all this creation, how does he personally protect? And then creative impetus, puti. Then the changes of Manu, Manvantara, Utaya, Manvantara, and then Ishanu Kathanam, and then the signs of God, and then Ishanu Kathayam, Nirodha, going back home, back to Godhead, Mukti, liberation, and Ashraya, the Saman Bonam.
Great, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I will do some more offline study, Prabhuji.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Next.
Yeah, I will also share you how different cantos are categorized to cover these 10 subjects.
Sure, Prabhuji. It will be very helpful. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Omkareshwar, thank you. Yeah, I forgot the spot, second canto. I remember it's in last, yeah, but second canto, last chapter.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
And this is a verse also, I mean, one should remember. Yeah. Okay, any other questions? If not, then we are prepared to close. Oh my God, on time. Thank you. I hope today Omkareshwar Prabhu will be very happy. Yeah, Prabhuji, I think, come on, 1 hour is too much. 40 minutes should be the class. Yeah.
It's in the beginning, Prabhuji. Yes. But now, Prabhuji, I'm feeling that it should go longer actually, because such a nice pastime going on right now. So today it's a little early finish class.
Yeah. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki jai, Namah Shri Sridhar Vedas Thakur ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.